This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, yesterday we have completed with the decision tree algorithm, right? Today we are going to discuss about the random forest algorithm. And if you want to understand nothing but if you have to understand the concept of random forest, you need to know the concept of decision tree. Based on that only, we try to build the algorithm of random forest. Okay, what we try to do in the random forest? Sorry, what we try to do in the decision tree? Either using entropy or Gini, either using the entropy or Gini parameters, we try to split our tree. Okay, we will select one feature as our root node and try to select our root node to split our tree. What are the disadvantages in the decision tree? See, as it is in decision tree, you got is 100% for insurance. Okay. Yes, I have given the task yesterday. For that insurance, you got 100%. Have you checked the precision and recall? Okay, not necessary. See, what is the disadvantage in decision tree is we will get the problem of overfitting. Nothing but overfitting means you will be having low bias and high variance. In overfitting, you will be having low bias and high variance. Why we are getting overfitting means it tries to split your tree based on only one decision. Okay, if at all, if I have given data, if any new data, I think as it comes with the overfitting, okay, as it your model has trained with some problem of overfitting, it might not give you the best results while trying to predict for the test data. Okay, this can be overcome. This problem can be overcome in the random forest algorithm. How this overfitting algorithm can be overcome in random forest algorithm, let us see. See, yesterday what we are trying to do in the decision tree? What we are trying to do in the decision tree? See, if there is a data in this way, if there is a mix of data for you, we try to split the tree based on the Gini or entropy, right? We try to split that data based on Gini or entropy. But in the random forest, what it tries to do is it tries to split your data by using these parameters only. But how does it split the data is it tries to take some random features, okay, random features and random outputs, nothing but random targets or random rows of data. From this data set, think that you have some 1,000 rows of data. Okay, what does your random forest tries to do is it tries to take randomly some thing that it has taken some 250 rows of data. It takes randomly. Okay, it takes 250 rows of data. What it tries to do using this 250 rows of data, it tries to build one tree using the parameters of entropy, information gain, or Gini impurity. Okay, it tries to split the tree using these 250 samples. Okay, and what does it do? For one tree, it has taken 250 samples. Think that for the other 250 values, it has taken again the random values 250, and it is trying to take the other tree also.
Here I Manit said to you about others.
See, this is one tree, and for the other samples, it has taken other 250 samples, it has taken the other tree, and think that for the other 250 samples, it tries to take other tree. Okay, what it is trying to do by taking the random rows of your data, it tries to build one decision tree. Okay, how does the decision tree tries to split your data? I have already explained to you, right? Okay, what does it do? If I have given one new data to predict, okay, what does it do? It passes through this decision tree. It tries to pass the value to this decision tree. Okay, this decision tree will give me some output based on the training data that it has trained, right? Okay, think that it has given, think that I have applied the fruits data set. Okay, think that this decision tree has given me, predicted me as apple. Okay, and see, this decision tree also predicted me as apple. Your predicted input will be applied all your decision trees that it has, okay, generated in your random forest. And it has also applied your decision tree and predicted as apple, and for this decision tree it has given orange, and for this decision tree it has given apple. Okay, what does it tries to do? See, in the random forest, it tries to generate multiple decision trees using some random data or random data of features and outputs. Okay, what does it try to do? How does it predict the output? It has taken all the decisions. See, if you want to buy any mobile or any gadget, okay, what we try to do, or if you wish to go to a place, if you want to visit a place for a vacation, what you try to do, you try to ask about the feedback about that gadget or the place. Okay, you try to ask your friends or your relatives about the place that you are going to visit or about the phone that you are going to buy, right? Based upon the feedback given, what you try to do, you try to choose one good phone or the good place to visit. In the same way, what in the random forest try to do is it tries to split your data by taking them some random samples in this way, and what is the majority, decision given by the decision tree, what are the majority votes here? Tell me what is for which the majority votes has given, please tell me. There are two class labels called apple and orange. Okay, out of 4 decision trees, 3 decision trees have given you the output as apple. Okay, the majority we got for apple, so it directly predict it as apple. Here by this random forest, it is trying to reduce, okay, it is trying to reduce the problem of overfitting, because it is not based on only one condition. It is trying to, okay, it is trying to make the decision trees based on the different data of the data set. See, in a data set you have 1000 rows. For random 250 rows, it is trying to build one decision tree. Okay, and it is trying to take the decision from every tree, and which tree gives the majority of the output, it tries to predict that output only. Okay, in this way, in this way we can reduce the problem of overfitting. Nothing but that high variance can be reduced to low variance. Okay, because we are not lying on the same decision tree but using multiple decision trees. See, if one decision tree predicts wrong, the other decision tree may predict right. Okay, so that it is taking all the data from all the decision trees and trying to predict your data. Okay, and when compared to all the classifiers in your classification algorithms, the random forest works better and gives better accuracy for your data sets. Okay, nothing but most of the developers try to use the random forest first. Okay, because it tries to give the accuracy more when compared to the other algorithms, since it tries to take multiple decisions from the multiple trees and tries to predict your data. Okay, if it is of regression, we can also do regression with this random forest also. If it is of regression, what it tries to do, it tries to predict a continuous value, right? Okay, a tree might give 1, this tree might give 1.1, or this tree might give 2 value, or this tree can give 1.9. It tries to calculate the average of these values. Yes, it tries to calculate the average of these values and gives you the output. Yesterday in the decision tree, what we have done, nothing but what does your regressor do in the decision tree? Also, it tries to split your data in different ways based on the conditions, and what are the average of, if I given a new set of data to predict, it tries to find out the average of all these values and gives you the predicted value. Okay, in the same way, it tries to take multiple decisions from these decision trees and find out the average of all these and tries to give you the data, predicted data for the regressor. The main difference is that only. If it is of classification, it tries to give which has got the majority votes. If it is of regression, it tries to give the average of these output values from the multiple decision trees. Okay, and see once here in the decision tree, for the root node, see if it is the root node, think that this is the root node. In the root node, what is trying to do, what the algorithm is trying to do, it tries to calculate all the features entropy. Nothing but it tries to calculate entropy for all the features, or Gini for all the features. If there are 10 features in your data set, think that there are 10 features in your data set. It tries to calculate all the features, all the entropy, all the features entropy. Okay, 10 features entropy it tries to calculate. And when it tries to split your data, okay, what it tried to do again, it tries to calculate all the features entropy here, right? But in the random forest, as it is taking only the random values, in this, if there are 10 features, it does not take 10 features to calculate your entropy and gain. What does it try to do? Out of 10, it will try to take only some 2 values, or it tries to take some 5 values here, or 4 values, 4 random features. Out of 10, it tries to take only 4 random features. Here it tries to take only 4 random features out of 10. Here also it tries to only 4. Okay, tries to take only that 4 random features and try to calculate your entropy or Gini to make a split for the decision tree. Okay, it does not take all the features here. Have you understood this? Please tell me. Have you understood how does the random forest works? Why the random forest came? Is found, see, forest, generally forest will have group of trees, right? Okay, in the random forest also we will be having the group of trees, and these trees are constructed using the random data, so that the name random forest has, okay, has generated from this decision tree only. Students, have you understood the concept? Please respond in the chat box. Yes. Next, let us continue using the sklearn. Yesterday we have applied some data sets to our decision tree, right? Let us use those data sets only. Yesterday what data sets we have used? Heart disease we have used. Yes, let us apply heart disease data set for this random forest again, and let us compare the accuracy. And also let us apply, we have used salary dataset for regression, right? Let us also use the same dataset for the random forest and compare the accuracy, if the accuracy has increased or decreased. Okay, same steps repeats here, but we try to compare the accuracy. See, in the random forest, all of you try to use heart.csv. We have downloaded it from Kaggle, right? Please try to use it. See, this random forest is also called as an ensembling technique. Okay, ensembling technique, as it tries to use the sampling of your rows or the features. Okay, it is called as an ensembling technique. And also in the ensemble package only, it tries to, in the ensemble package only it is present. Ensemble classifier. Okay, what is random forest? Group of decision trees can be called as the random forest. Okay, what will we consider as output? We will consider the output of each decision tree, and we define the highest repeated times, which will be repeated more. That output will be taken as, that output we take it as the predicted output, right? You can write it in your own words. What are the terms we try to use in the random forest? We try to use at entropy and information gain. Okay, or we try to use the gene. Let us use the same data set here. Here we have applied diabetes data set in KNN. Diabetes data set, in which algorithm we have applied? Please tell me. Let me see it in KNN. As in the KNN also we have applied heart only. So let us apply the heart disease dataset only. You can do it in your own also. The same process we try to repeat. In the sklearn, in the ensemble module, your decision tree classifier is present. They try to import pandas as PD. And next, df equal to pd dot read underscore csv. Yes, see, we have used this. Now df dot head. Okay, now all of you take x and y values from this. Try to apply to the random forest. Try to stick your data and try to apply to your random forest. See, all of you should do it. Ma'am, we cannot find the yesterday's recording. Yes, IPYNB file I have uploaded a few minutes ago. The recording will be uploaded by the end of the today. Okay. Shravani got 81% accuracy. Yesterday, what is the accuracy we got for this decision tree? This is for iris data. Yes, for the heart disease, I think you have done. Please compare the accuracy. Heart.csv link yesterday I have given, no? Even I should once wait. Heart disease dataset. Okay, I have given you the link. Once observe. In the chat box I have posted. See, we have done many algorithms, the same steps. Importing our data set, try to pre-process your data if it is to be done. Try to select your X and Y, try to split your data, apply to the algorithm. Yes, for decision tree you got 76, for random forest you got 81. Okay. Out of all the classifiers, your random forest gives you better accuracy even for the large data sets. Yes, what about the others? Are you trying to do it? From what module? Yes, it is present in ensemble. Okay, wait, I will write here. From sklearn dot ensemble import decision, sorry, random forest classifier. If insurance data set has the classified values, you can try it, Samir. Okay, try to do that. You are having only two categories, female and male. Okay, if it is there, you can do it. Okay, 79 for hot.csv. Okay, let me also do it. If anybody has a problem in doing this, you can please follow with me. See, we have loaded our data set here. We can't plot this, we get multiple trees, no? Okay, let us continue. First, we should try to split our data, right? Accuracy is 1, okay. Try to split your data, and first let us select x and y. X equal to df dot drop of target, comma, axis equal to 1, and y equal to df of target. Now after selecting the classifier, we should create an object. I'm creating an object with the name called model. And what you try to do, model dot fit of x comma y. You should try to fit your data. While trying to fit your data, it tries to calculate all the mathematical intuitions, mathematical calculations. Okay, x underscore train comma y underscore train. Next, what is the next part? We should predict our data. Model dot predict of x underscore test. Let me store it in y underscore predict. Okay, now from sklearn dot metrics import accuracy underscore score. Try to calculate the accuracy, y underscore test comma y underscore predict. So I got 73 for this hard data set. Okay, let me change my data. Nothing but change my training data. I got now 81. Okay, in this way, still it is 81. This is how we find out the accuracy. Yes, Samir. I tried for insurance. I am getting accuracy, precision, and recall as one. No, if you got the precision and recall both as one, then it is fine. You got the precision and recall both as one, it is fine. But if precision or recall are 0, then it is not fine. Precision and recall is 1, then it is fine. It is the model performance is good. We can consider. Okay. Students, what about the rest of the students? Have you completed up to this? Please respond once. If you have completed, try to plot your tree. Anybody have tried that? For this heart disease dataset, the accuracy is more for decision tree when compared to random. No, for the heart disease dataset, have you got more accuracy? Try to change your data. I think for random forest, it has been worked better. What about the other students? Have you got the accuracy for the hard data set more for random forest or decision tree? Please respond once. 84 and 85. Okay. Somewhat it has been increased. But generally your random forest gives high accuracy when compared to decision tree. Have you tried plotting the tree? Have you got multiple trees? Is saying random forest doesn't have tree. See, it tries to generate more trees. It is not possible to do that. Okay. Yesterday, while I have explained you about the tree, I have used sklearner. Okay, I have used dot plot underscore tree method, right? We can also use the other one to plot, to visualize your tree. Let us use that once here. Please tell me if you have completed this or not. Then I will continue. Okay, see, we can, if you observe the parameters in the random forest, if you observe, let me take help here. If you observe the parameters, see n underscore estimator is equal to, by default, it is 100. What does it, this n underscore estimators means? I have already told you, your random forest try to generate some decision trees, right? That how many decision trees that you want to use in your data by taking that sampling rows or sampling features, that depends upon, see, by default it is taking 100 trees. If you want to reduce, you should use this parameter called n underscore estimators. Now all of you, what you try to do is try to change your n underscore estimators parameter, change it to some 10, 11 and observe the accuracy. Don't change it here itself. Try to copy this and try to give the parameter called n underscore estimators and observe the frequency. Sorry, not frequency, accuracy. it reduced to 80. Okay, since see as we are, it is in, yes, it increased from 81 to 82. See, also there are some other parameters. Let me explain those parameters here. See, there are also other parameters called criterion. What does the criterion? By default, by the Gini, by calculating the Gini index, it has performed your splitting of your tree and also the decision trees. Okay. And next, I have already explained about you the max underscore depth. And what about the leaf nodes? Okay, you know already what is random state and what are the important parameters here is max leaf nodes. We can also provide how many leaf nodes that we want at the last. Nothing but max leaf nodes we have given. Yes, for entropy it is going to 85. Okay. See, by using these hyperparameters, we can actually, by this hyperparameter tuning, that means if you are changing these parameters, right? We are trying to change n underscore estimators, criterion, depth. Depth means number of levels. Okay. If you are trying to change these parameters, that can be called as parameter tuning. Okay. By this parameter tuning also, we can increase our accuracy. Yesterday, somebody has asked me, with only the random state, can we increase the accuracy? They have asked. Okay. Random state is also one parameter here. By using the parameters, by giving some specific values to your parameters, you can change your accuracy. If you don't know what is the actual value to be placed in these parameters, what you try to do? You try to take some random values in your parameters and check the accuracy for which parameter we are getting more accuracy. We have done like that only for degree of polynomial. Okay, for the other, for the KNN also we have done like that. You have to change some sample values here and we try to generate the accuracy for all the sample values and we select some good value out of that. That's it. Okay, that we can do in that way in order to increase our accuracy. Okay, also we can do with some method called randomized search CV. Okay, let us do with that. We can tune our parameters and we can search here. Let us do that first here. Import, let me import first numpy as np. Okay, there is one parameter called from in the matrix, not in the matrix, from model underscore selection, from sklearn dot model underscore selection. Import randomized search CV. Okay, now let us take some random values here in order to search for the good values. Okay, now I am trying to give some random values for my n underscore estimators. This is one parameter for me, right? What does an n underscore estimators? The n underscore estimators is number of trees in random forest. Okay, number of trees, right? N underscore estimators equal to, I'm trying to generate some values here. I'm trying to use the list comprehension. I think you know what is list comprehension. For x in, okay, let me use some values. I'm generating some values using this linspace. Okay, I'm giving the start value as some 200. Stop value is 2000. I think how does it works, you know, right? See, these are the values I am getting generated. If I take n underscore, if I try to see the output of n underscore estimators, these are the values that it is trying to take in n underscore estimators. Okay, now let us take the other parameter also. What is max underscore features? Max underscore features is for nothing but is number of features at every split. I have already told you it does not uses all the features to split your data. It uses some number of features. Okay, how does it uses? Suppose if you have some 100 features, think that if you have some 100 features, what does it try to do? It tries to find out the square root. It tries to find out the square root, or also it tries to find out the logarithmic function. Okay, to find out how many features that we sell that decision tree should select to split the tree. Okay, that is one parameter here. Max underscore features equal to, either it can be generated. There are two methods. One is auto method, and also we can find out the square root. Square root is this. If there are 100 features, for every split it takes 10 features to split your data by using some square root or the other method by logarithmic functions. Okay, next, what is the next parameter that we use is max underscore depth. The depth is what, for how into how many levels my tree should split. Okay, levels of the tree, number of levels of the tree. Okay, I don't know for how many levels my model will perform better, right? I try to take some random values. Okay, max underscore depth equal to, let me write int of x for x in. Okay, let me use this np start linspace. Let me generate some values. Okay, what are the values? Max underscore depth. I'm trying to take 100 levels to 500, and I'm trying to give as 11. If you want to see what are the values that it is trying to take, you can print this max underscore depth. See, from 100 I am trying to give these values. You can give any values, you can generate any values. Generally you try to do from 1 to 10, 1 to 100, right? So that I am giving more values here. Now let me apply all these values here. Let me create one dictionary called random grid equal to, what are the parameters I have taken? N underscore estimators. This is my key and this is my value. What is my value? Where is my value present? See, N underscore estimators. All of you try to create a dictionary with the same key and value with these names. I'm trying to do that only here. Comma. What is the other dictionary? What is the other key? Max underscore features. Max underscore. You can also take the other parameters also. For now, I am taking these parameters. Max underscore depth. Max underscore depth. So in this way, I have created one dictionary. Now let us use this randomized search CV. Okay, let me store it in RFC equal to, pass the parameters here to this. See, there are some parameters in your randomized search CV also. If you try to help of randomized search CV, if you try to see, there are some parameters here. Okay, wait. You can see the description of this randomized search CV in order to know all the parameters. What is estimator? An object that is instantiated for each grid point. Okay, and the distributions are the dict or list of dict. We have applied now. See, we have created one dictionary, no? For that values we should pass here. For that I have created dictionary. Okay, and we have to give the iterations. How many iterations should I? For every iterations, it should give some. And also we should give CV value. Okay, CV value and all that. If you want to know in detail, see what is CV. It is a cross validation generator. What do you mean by cross validation? Cross validation is nothing but we try to test our data with the training and test. We are trying to how we are trying to check the accuracy by splitting our data by cross validation with the training data and testing data, right? That can be called as the cross validation. Okay, let me give all these values to this randomized search CV. Let me pass all those values here. Estimator equal to, I'm giving as RFC. RFC is one estimator. And let me give, what is the next one? Param underscore. Okay, I didn't remember these parameters well, so that I will copy here. param underscore distributions equal to, I have already created one dictionary, right? Random underscore grid. Yes, now next parameter is iterations n underscore iter equal to 100, and CV cross validations I have to check for 3 values, and let me give random underscore state equal to some 42. Okay, and let me use the other parameters once. Let us see what are the other parameters that we can use. We can also give the number of jobs here, and also we can also give this verbose. By giving these all values, it gives you the better value to be placed in your random forest, okay, parameters, in order to get the best accuracy. I am giving some random value for verbose as 2, and also let me give n underscore jobs equal to, we can give the negative values also for this parameter. Okay, let me run this. If there are any errors, let us see. As RFC is not defined. Nothing but we should provide here the classifier part. Let me give as random forest. Wait, okay. RFC is RFC, we have stored random forest classifier, we have stored in which variable? RFC refers to the model that we are using. By default it is not there, we should provide the model here. Okay, let me give model. Have I used model only here? Yes, I have stored it in model only. Yes, our estimator is nothing but our model is random forest classifier, and rest of the parameters we have given. All of you please note it down, and then we will continue. We try to predict these values, okay, after the completion of this. Have you written this? Please once respond, or should I display again? I think you will be missed here. Try to complete this. Please tell me if you have completed, then we will continue. Students, if you have completed, please respond. I will continue. Ms. Bhargav has completed. Only 5 members have responded. What about the others? Should I wait or should I continue? Okay, now let us move to the other part. Now try to fit your data here. Okay, we have created a object for this randomized search CV here. Okay, let me train this model RFC dot first fit of x underscore train comma y underscore train. See, by simply what we are trying to do, we are trying to find out the best tuning parameters. What are the best tuning parameter values to be used in our model by using this randomized search CV. Okay, here you can also use the other, you can also use decision tree also model for this. Okay, for decision tree also there is some max depth. Okay, max underscore depth, random underscore state, all that we have, right? What we are trying to do using this randomized search CV or grid search CV is we try to find out the best parameter tuned values to get best accuracy. Okay, if you want the other model to be used, here you can use what I am trying to use is x train comma y train. Now I want to print out the best parameter values here. Now how do we do that? RFC dot, there is one method called best underscore parents. Okay, best underscore parents underscore, this is one method. Okay, I'll try to run this one. It takes some time. Okay, if anybody got output, please tell me what are the values you got for n underscore estimators, max underscore features and max underscore depth. The better values to be placed in our model to get better accuracy. It takes some time. Students, did anybody got the values? No. Okay, wait. It takes some time, 5 to 10 minutes it takes. Meanwhile, again you try to write. Yes, you will get warnings. After that, you will get the output. If anybody got the output, please tell me. I will show it to the other students. Okay, how they will get the output, because it is taking time, no? Okay, meanwhile, all of you, okay, don't do. All of you try to just write a code for the random forest regression. Don't run your cells. Okay, if you run your cells, it will be get struck. Meanwhile, try to write a code. Yes, Bhavani has got the output. Bhavani, will you share your screen? Yes, even I got the output. I didn't see it. Okay, even I got the output here. See, I didn't see this. See, I got the output here. What is the best estimators I got out of the given values? I got 1600. On which basis I got, by finding the square root, I can give the max features to split my data. What is the depth I got? See here, I got 460 as my depth. Okay, now try to give the same values here. Try to give the same values in your random forest classifier. Actually, these are the parameters in your random forest classifier, right? Yes, based upon your training data, you will get the values. Based upon your data given, you will get the values. Okay. If I give both x and y here, all will get the same values. But I have given train values, no? Training values. See now, try to use these values here and try to observe the accuracy. Okay, let us apply this. Have you applied or not? Have you applied or not? Accuracy increased. Okay, let me also see. See, I am trying to use these parameters. These are the best values of the tuning parameters I got. I'm trying to substitute them. Now trying to fit my data. After fitting, let me fit my data. Invalid sync. Okay, wait. I should provide equal to, and this is not the case here. I should remove this. This is the string, no square root. I should provide it in strings. Where else I have done wrong? Okay, I didn't provide equal to it. Yes. Now let us predict our data. Model dot predict of x underscore test. Let me store it in y underscore test. Now let us find out. See, we can also, what we are trying to do, we are trying to change our random state here in order to make the training, change the training data, right? That we can also do with the cross validation. There is one parameter called cross validation here. We can also do cross validation. That means, wait, I will tell you. See, if I have using cross validation, what does it do? What does it do means it tries to take some different values. If I give some CV as, okay, if I give some CV as 3, what does it do? For the first time, it takes some data for training and testing. Okay, For the second iteration, it tries to take some other random data for training and testing. For the third iteration, it tries to take other random data for training and testing. That means that what is called cross validation. Okay, that what we are doing with the help of random state, right? We are trying to execute our cell or change our random state value. We can also do it with the cross validation also. Let us use that parameter here. Up to now we haven't used that, right? Let us use that parameter here, cross validation underscore score equal to, let me use the parameter called cross underscore value underscore score. Okay, let me use these parameters here. But this cross underscore value underscore score is present in model underscore selection. See, already we have imported model underscore selection. Here itself I am trying to import. Okay, wait, I will try to import here only. Let me copy this model underscore selection. Import cross underscore value underscore score. Okay, we should give direct the x and y values, and I am giving how many cross validations to be done. I am giving some 10 cross validations to be done. For CV equal to 1, it takes some data for training and testing and tries to give the accuracy. For the other one, for the other iteration, it tries to take some data for training and testing. That means it tries to take like that in, okay, 10 times it tries to take the data like that. Okay. Now let us print our accuracies here. Did I imported confusion matrix? I didn't imported confusion matrix in yes, k-fold cross validation. Accuracy underscore score. Let us also import confusion matrix also. Underscore confusion underscore matrix. Okay. Now let us print all the print accuracy underscore score of y underscore test comma. Okay, I have written y underscore test. Sorry. Y underscore test comma y underscore predict. Now my values will change. Cross underscore. Okay, here not value, val you have to take. I will get error, I think, since I have used y test here. Yes, I have not in the cross value underscore score, I should provide the model here. Okay, my model I have created in the model only, right? I have forgotten to do that. Let me use. Okay. Here we should provide our model. I have missed that. Now let us. Why my accuracy has didn't accuracy underscores. Okay, it has trunked. Wait, before 83, now 84. Okay. Since I have restarted my kernel, I need to run again. Let me run this and also run this one. So I have predicted values, accuracy is 4. Okay, that's it. I don't run this again. I just run this one and again this. See, I am using cross validation right here. It takes some time to me. Is it taking time to you or you got the output? Please tell me. Meanwhile, I write a code to print confusion matrix also. Yes, for me it has got 81. Yes, you got 83 to 84 improved. Okay. Confusion underscore matrix. And what else? We also have CV score, right? Print. Okay, let us print here as, wait, I will add afterwards. Print CV underscore score. And next, we can also provide the mean value. See, for some sampling data, we are getting all CV scores, right? In order to provide the mean value of all the scores that we have calculated using cross validation, we can provide CV underscore score dot mean value. We can provide mean value here. And let me run this one again so that we get the values. For confusion matrix, I didn't give here. Wait, I will try to run again. See, for confusion matrix, I didn't give the parameters here, y test comma y print. What is the average value you got? As the average value for 10 cross validations, you got 83. Okay. I need to run again. Sorry for the inconvenience. See, for every random state values, my value has decreased here. Okay, let me use. No, there is in between. I have this no randomized research CV. It takes some time. That is why I'm not doing that. Okay, that's it with the random forest classifier. In this way, you can, using this randomized search CV method in the sklearn, a module in the sklearn, you can improve your accuracy by using, okay, by selecting the best tuning parameter values here. There is also one other package or module called grid search CV. Here we have used randomized search CV, right? There is also another module called grid search CV in SQL. We can also use that in order to take the good parameter values. Okay, so that we can improve our accuracy without the random state also. Without the random state, we can use this cross validation in order to get accuracies with the different training and testing data. Now all of you try to do the random forest regression part. Random forest regression is nothing but yesterday we have used for which data set we got low accuracy for the insurance data set, I think. Oh, no, we have used some salary data set yesterday in decision tree for the regression. Let me tell you that which. Okay, all of you try to use this age underscore salary underscore hours dot csv for your random forest regressor. Okay, try to do that and tell me, compare the accuracy. Yesterday we got some, see, I got R2 score as 60, minus 64 or minus 90, and even I got the error more. Okay, try to do it with your random forest and tell me the accuracy. Okay, do you have any doubts in this random forest classifier? Okay, if you have any doubts, I will give you time at the end of the session. You can ask in the time. Let us start with random forest regressor. I think you have started doing this random forest regressor. How it tries to predict the values? It tries to predict the values by taking the average of all values of all the outputs of your of the decision trees of all trees. Score 10 you got. Yes, from negative it has been increased, no? Somebody got still minus 47. Previously it is minus 47 for you. Random forest regress. Okay, after I increased random state, it became 10. Using this random forest, Using this random forest, you got minus 47 first, and then you have increased, you got 10. Is that you are telling? Okay. What are the other data sets we have used for the polynomial regression, or for the other, what are the data sets we have used? Try to use that data sets here and try to compare the accuracy. Yes, only Samir has responded. What about the others? Yes, Ravani has got 19 for random forest. Why we are getting that much low accuracy for this? Okay. Yes, for China GDP, I got 95 using random forest regression. Okay, you can try with the other data sets here. See in the in our GitHub link there is datasets folder. In that there are some regression datasets. Try to compare using your linear, polynomial, and this random forest decision tree. Then you will come to know which regressor is working better. Okay, you try to compare, you're taking different datasets. Yes, see, Samir has worked with China GDP dataset. He has got 95% accuracy. In the polynomial, the other regressor algorithm, with what accuracy you got, Samir? Yes, there you got 91. Here it has improved to 95. See, age, annual salary, and weekly hours. This is only the data we have. Let me use only weekly hours. Yes. X equal to df of weekly hours and y equal to df of df of annual salary. Let me copy this. Now try to apply to the random forest regressor. Now try to predict your data model dot predict of x. Okay, I'm storing it y underscore predict. Now score of model dot score of x comma y comma y underscore predict. Let me, after reshape, did I run this? Yes, I have run, okay. Reshape of minus 1 comma 1. Okay. I got 0.033, nothing but, let me divide it with 3% I got. Okay, if I have given the whole values without splitting my data. Okay, you can also try to use the other data set and also compare the accuracy. Let me see the error here. Okay, I have not imported the score, R2 score or mean square error. Try to also observe the mean square error that you got. Okay, that's it with the random forest algorithm. We have seen how our random forest works. Okay, and what we try to overcome here is the problem of overfitting, and which comes in decision tree. How does the random forest works? Yes, you got 48. Okay. How does a random forest works? It tries to split into different trees, and what is the majority output you got from the trees? It tries to predict the values. And how does in the regressor what it tries to do? It tries to calculate the average of these output values and tries to give the predicted output. That is that you have seen, and also we have seen a new concept today to select the best parameters for your model. what we have used here, we have used randomized search CV method in order to select the best parameter values to your model. Nothing but we have selected best tuning parameter values. That can be called as an hyper parameter tunings. That hyperparameters are nothing but the parameters which are present in your model can be called as hyperparameters, and if you want to change them, if you nothing but if you want to change and see the values, that can be called as a tuning. And we have selected that values here by using randomized search CV, and we have got some values with that, so that using that values our accuracy has been increased. And also we have seen the other new concept called cross validation. Nothing but it takes some random values for x and y and tries to calculate the accuracy. Okay, that's it with today. If you have any doubts in this particular topic, feel free to ask, and you can unmute your mic and talk to me if you have any doubts. Okay, recorded videos will be uploaded by today, by the end of the today, or if it is not possible by today, we will upload by tomorrow morning. Okay, they have not yet downloaded. If they have downloaded, I will try to upload. We will try to upload. Okay, thank you one and all. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask.
This conference will now be recorded.